Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Gone with Gandalf, and today this is episode 5 of the Woodland Realm campaign for Divide and Conquer version 4.5. And we last time took Brown Boat with Thranduil and his army, and we are probably about to be besieged here with Legolas and his rather small army by Ulairon, who we unfortunately let get away a while ago. But we do have reinforcements coming along here with some woodland scouts, and then we have this force over here, which I think I will split up in half going to Thranduil, half to Legolas. And before we go any further, I'm going to rinse the dwarves of Ered Luin for some money. They have modest wealth, so how about we get 1,500? How does that sound? Balanced. Yes. Just. Okay, and now what we're going to do with our diplomat is we're going to march him all the way down here to, well, this is Khazad-dûm here, and then I might just cheat move him over. Because we want him to go to and speak to Lothlorien, because there's the script that I'd quite like to get rolling.
Elves.
Although I don't know which way I'm going to go with it yet. Because there are two possible outcomes. One, at the end of the script you say, no, we're going to go it alone, no more. We're not going to have close ties with Lothlorien, and as a result of that, you break off your alliance with them, with the elves of Lothlorien, and then you can train, I think, from Dol Guldur and Thranduil's halls, you can train the unit that Thranduil has as his bodyguard, the Arethirith. I don't actually know what that means. It's a new name for the unit. The unit was in the previous version, but I think it was called like Elven King's Guard or something, but it might not be. But if you side for a closer alliance, then you can train some, I think there's 4 or 5 units you get from Lothlorien brought into your roster that you can then train from Thranduil's halls. Which I might go for that. I don't know, because I should have split these up. Because I feel like a lot of decent units are often better than just having one very, very good unit. And we're going to kill this army here very sharpishly.
Fight to the end.
Very sharpishly indeed. Oh, this is quite a nice, interesting. This looks more. This doesn't look like Tolkien's universe at all. But an interesting picture nonetheless. Now, oh, bit of mist. Let's see where they. Okay. Well then, we shall have to shoot them from the trees. We'll put the archers there, put our spearmen like so, and Thranduil is going to get right at the front and he's just going to shoot them. Put it on +6. Let's speed this up. For some reason or another, I'm recording this video at an absolutely ungodly hour. It's very, very late. But I thought I'll get this out there, because I'll have to upload it overnight anyway, because my upload speed is horrendous. Also, in the last video, I got some grief from one of my friends. Well, not grief, but it was regarding the town that moves. And every day, actually, it isn't once every week like on a Thursday. It's every single day at 6:30 the residents of this town called Belper, they open the windows of their houses and, I don't know, they like to moo, like as cows do. There is absolutely no reason for it, but they do it anyway. Well, yeah, other than, just break the boredom of quarantine, I suppose. If any of you listeners, watchers, if you have any bizarre habits that have occurred in your towns or around your area that, let me know. I'll laugh at your expense, I guess. Also, another question, because I get a lot of these questions over the weekend, because on a Saturday night, what happens is my friends and we engage in a Zoom meeting, which is just, video chat, and we pretend that we're at the pub together, and we drink some alcohol, and recently it's just me been getting a lot of grief for having this YouTube channel, I guess. But I do get some legitimate questions though, and one of them was actually regarding like the elven recruitment, and how is it that it takes me 25 turns to be able to recruit another unit of, like, I think it's the Woodland Wardens, I think, but it's the Javelin unit, because currently, if we go to, say, Thranduil's halls, where we have a barracks built, it will, the unit pool replenishes only once every 25 turns. Okay, so, this battle's over. However, this does change. It's not going to be this slow forever. If you've not played this game before, then at approximately, or between the 61st and the 65th turn, there is this event called the Barracks event. So called because at that point, all the factions can build and improve on their barracks. Is that? Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking like barracks and like the plural of barracks even. But like, I'll show you in the building browser in just a moment. That kill them all. Just after I've dealt with. Now, I'll just use the spy to see where Lyron is. Okay, he's running. Interesting. Well, we'll go in there, sit in there for a bit. But the question is, so if I go here, we can actually train. But if I were to put that into the recruitment slot there, 25 turns, the next one would be available. Now, it's not like this forever. As I said, the barracks event engages at around this, just past the 60th turn. And currently, as you can see, we only have one tier of barrack, but I can get around that just by showing the castle line. So this is what we currently have. After the barracks event, you have access to train, or build rather, the second tier of barracks, and then the third tier, which here is called the army barracks. Well, garrison quarters, barracks, army barracks for the Wood Elves, clearly. And in the barracks, then you get increased availability for our first tier of units, and also the pool, the replenishment pool will speed up. So, whereas right now, some like the Woodland Wardens may take 25 turns, with this second tier of barrack, it will like speed up by, well, eventually it will be like, I don't know, one every 12 turns or something. And of course you get better units there as well, so we get some strike infantry with some axes, effective against armor, and then we get some holding the line kind of like javelin troops. And then in the third tier is where we get like units that are like considered elite, and then also increased availability and replenishment for the rest of our troops as well. And you've got the same for the archery rangers as well, where we've currently only got access to woodland scouts here. And well, stables not so much, because the wood elves are not a cavalry nation, because every faction needs to have drawbacks, and that is ours. But they're not bad, certainly. Is this diplomat going to move?
Yes.
Well, I'll move him manually.
Without question.
So,
I shall continue tomorrow.
Well, that's kind of everything. We've only got 10 gold coins. We're going to be going into the red again, aren't we? But 4 turns until this mining network is built as well, and that will give us a substantial boost. Well, we did have the mission to get Witherboard for 2,000 gold coins, but I don't think I'm going to be going for that. Primarily because Gundabad are probably going to take it. And whilst we do have a general here in Thranduil, and we have that fort just over the Forest River, just on the northern side there, I think that it is probably best that we don't overstretch ourselves, because say we went and took Witherboard and then Gundabad declares war on us. Well, we can't train any units because we don't have money, and also we wouldn't be able to train that many to begin with anyway, even if we did. And Gundabad are actually quite good. There's more of them in each of their units than there are wood elves, and also actually their stats aren't that much worse. In fact, they might even be better than ours at this stage in the game. But yes, they're going to take Witherboard probably. And there's this large force of Ulairon here that's moved down.
My lord.
And he is in range of brown boat, so I'm going to move Thranduil out of there, because it is not worth risking him, because he would die to this force. Even though it's all very crappy, this village has no walls, just as it is basically as it looks. So I'm not going to risk him there. Oh, we got some dirt paths, so we do actually have roads, so that is going to speed up our troop movements in this region. Now, so Legolas is going to move out with these units here, but I think he could do with both of these archers in his army as well. So, and actually take a unit of woodland spearmen as well to to hold the line. Although they are probably just going to die. That's all they're really useful for. Well, and then 3 melee forces here to join up with Thranduil. He's got enough archers, so what's going to happen is Legolas is then going to move out and move down south and potentially take this town here, while Thranduil is going to take out Ulairon, hopefully out in the field. Or if he goes into Brown Boat and keeps his army there, I think we'll be able to just wipe them out in there, which would certainly be very useful. But I think that's everything again for this turn. So the diplomat carries on coming round the mountain. But diplomacy in this game is quite annoying, having to move, well, because the diplomat takes so long. Because this is a big world, and if you want to talk to everyone, you don't have the diplomacy tab like you do in, if you've played like later Total War games. You just click on the diplomacy tab, you find the faction, and you can then speak to them and make a deal right there and then. Like, you don't have to physically go over to their settlement. Okay, So we lost Brown Boat, sadly, but it is only a village. It's not very useful to us right at this moment. Although it is useful to Dol Guldur because they can train troops from even a lowly village. And to be honest, I could have maybe leveled the settlement, just got rid of all the buildings there, like destroyed them for money. But I'm not the biggest fan of scorched earth tactics.
My lord. Come, my brother.
Because we are going to take it back.
Yes, my lord.
And I'm thinking, do we go in there just with this? Do you think like, look at this banner here, look at that banner. Ooh.
Elves.
It is very tempting.
Form up.
And I think I'm probably going to actually do it. Well, Legolas as well, he's going to be... I might march him. I wish I hadn't come this far south now, because... Oh, he can go through there. Because I might take this region of central Mirkwood here. Because it is very useful. We can then, you know, even though it's not going to have great infrastructure at all. But, you know, it's another settlement for us to trade with our own towns here, so we'll get a bit more money that way. Because we are losing 590 currently, but
Come, my brother.
I reckon we just go in there. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh. Oh. Dear. Hopefully they stay in there. I really hope they stay in there and let me, because they're probably going to attack me now on the end turn. Oh dear. Well, I really hope they stay in the town, because it'll be, I mean, it's a bit cheesy, I suppose. It is a bit cheesy, but to be honest, I think even if they attack us in the field, we will take losses. We will definitely take losses, but that is a big and substantial army that we could take out. Now, unless they've got another army like that, we will be able to potentially not only take Brown Boat back, but then go further south still and take potentially another settlement from them. But also, I'm not entirely sure how Dorwinion are doing, because we are, from game start actually, we are allied to Dorwinion, who are, if you can just see in the on the mini map in the bottom left of the screen, where you see the Sea of Rune in the far east, like they're on the western banks of that sea, and they like to take Ravanion and can potentially start pressuring Dol Guldur as well. So they may be focusing on them as well. Declare that they are allies. Ardenaim and Vareg Cand, Ered Luin and High Elves. Okay. And, just as I say it, Vale of Dorwinion have attacked Dol Guldur. Wow. That is very useful for... Oh, what have you done?
Follow me.
And Ulairon is in there. He does not get away this time. Ooh, there's an Nazgul there. Oh, brilliant.
Like the wind.
Ooh. See, I'm not entirely sure if we want to go in there and try and take that, because I think we're better off trying to take out Dol Guldur right now, and that killing off a Nazgul would be very good. But we're going to go in there, take out Ulairon. He can't run away from us this time. Surely he stands no chance. Now, the reason as well that it's good to take out Ulairon is that because he is a unique general, in that he comes with Dol Guldur's Shadow Rangers, I think they're called, or Kamul's Shadow Rangers. They're very good archers. They are, I mean, they're not as good as Thranduil's unit here, but they are better than these Woodland Scouts. They are their elite and obviously with a general it replenishes, which is very, very good. Arch generals are, well, you know, after cavalry generals, they are the best that there can be. So if we take him out, then, you know, it will help us tremendously in our war against Dol Guldur. And also then with the potential killing of the Nazgul that we saw over by Legolas, that could be two really good generals that Dol Guldur have been rid of. The Nazgul actually come with, we haven't seen their units yet in action, but they come with Castellans of Dol Guldur, which are a very heavy infantry unit. They have like 27 defense, which is like, well, it's actually, well, maybe a bit more. They're very good, but they're not as good at melee attack, but very sturdy, and certainly for Dol Guldur they are far better than anything else that they have. And not only that, the Nazgul, whilst you can kill them, they do get them back. I think it's after 10 turns they respawn in Dol Guldur. But if you take Dol Guldur, then they no longer respawn for that faction of Dol Guldur. They can only come back if they still hold Dol Guldur. But they don't exit the game, because then they go to Mordor and they respawn in Barad-dûr, similar to how, because Mordor actually start with 6 of the 9 Nazgul, and then the other 3 are with Dol Guldur. And this is going exactly as I thought it would go, so I'm just gonna speed this up. I don't know why I think the way they think is that they can't hope to defeat us by coming out and sallying forth, so they just kind of hope to weather the storm in the town, and you know, that works well for us because we'll be able to just shoot them all. Oh, keep shooting. They must have killed off their target. I'll just put them on fire at will. I can't be bothered to keep telling them to shoot something. Just shoot anything, and that we're winning. So where's Ulairon? Well, here he is on his own. I might actually send in Thranduil himself to go kill him. Oh, these wargs make quite a noise, don't they? Well, I'll stop zooming in on them so you don't have to listen to that. Okay, well that's all his arrows done, and we'll do a bit of a cinematic charge. We'll get him into position. Look at those massive axes. Now, who do we want to charge first? Oh, you know what? Just charge the Dol Guldur host, and hopefully they get a good charge here, because oh, here we go, here we go. Oh, brutal! Absolutely savage. They do look good. I do like the look at them. Oh, he dodges that. Oh, but he can't dodge the second one, and he gets stabbed with an axe. Oh, and a decapitation. Okay, we'll speed this up. Down they go, down they go. And now then, we'll get a good charge in on Ulairon. I feel like this is like a real pivotal moment in the war. Let's see if he goes down in the initial charge. The elven horns sound. Who's gonna get him? Oh! Oh!
the enemy
It
general.
wasn't the first one to
Without
take him
him, his
down.
troops will
It was
lose the will
the
to
second or
fight.
third. I couldn't actually make out who got it.
Remove them.
But there we go. Down goes the last one. Finally.
This is a clear victory.
Excellent. You didn't actually lose a single man in that melee. But yeah, so as I actually was mentioning earlier on in this episode, that we can train Thranduil's unit, potentially. So the decision is, do you want to be able to train one really, really powerful unit, or do you want to have access to 5 pretty standard units that fill the gaps in our roster? So, leave a comment maybe to say which one I should side with, because, well, it's not going to be an immediate question to be answered, because we first need to trigger the script we need to get a diplomat into Lothlorien, get an alliance to commence it, and then there's all kinds of twists and turns with a few battles along the way. I think there's like a Mordor invasion that you can't escape from as well, so we may as well take this army out as well.
Have a taste of my blade.
Secure our borders.
Evil must not be allowed to triumph this day.
So it was a while ago since I last played as the Woodland Realm. I don't think it was even in version 3, which was, I think, the last one. It was probably like version 2.2, which was like 2 years ago maybe. I'm going to wait out this fog so we can actually see. There we go. So it may have changed a little bit, because as I've been playing this, I have noticed a lot of changes with stats in particular. Because I'm positive that before, these woodland scouts had a missile attack of 7, and now they're only 6. So they've been nerfed a little bit. And this is the general attack formula that we have. Wait, does Thranduil have a bonus against wargs? No. Black Mounts of the Ulyri. Oh, whoops, pause it again. And that, the Black Mounts of the Ulyri is... Ulyri is the Quenya word for ring wraiths. Or Nazgul. Or Nazgul is the black speech of Mordor, translation of ring wraiths, where like Nazg is the One Ring. If you know the One Ring verse, it goes like Ashnazg, Durbatuluk. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's Ashnazg, Krempatul, Ashnazg, Gimbatul, I think. I can't remember it. And I'm meant to be a Tolkien fan, but to be honest, something like that, I'd rather just look it up. But Nazg in that does mean ring.
Only half the enemy force remains.
As in Nazgul, where then Ul is presumably then Wraith. But Ulyri, that's what I was actually talking about. Ulyri is the Quenya, or like High Elven form of it. And those mounts are tied to certain units as well. So Dol Guldur can train a unit, a very heavy cavalry unit called Khmul Shadow Knights, I think they're called. And they have the Nazgul horse, so he gets a specific bonus against that kind of horse, and also the same one that is used by the Witch King of Angmar, because he uses the same horse, whilst it's a different unit. I think he comes with Temple Knights, which are like black Numenorians or dark Numenorians that have come from the south and have sworn allegiance to Sauron. We've killed enough for them, 93%.
This is a clear victory.
So that's another army off the battlefield. So, yeah, although if we do come across Camul, we will definitely take losses, because I don't know if I've actually spoken about it before, but cavalry in this game and in the base game, like Medieval Total War 2, it's really, really powerful. You can have a unit of cavalry with really low attack and charge stats, but it's actually, and often is, quite just about the mass of the horse. Because the mass of the horse dictates how deeply that unit will punch into a unit when it charges into them, and then it will hit multiple entities in that unit, which then obviously kind of indirectly boosts their attack. So if you've got a very heavy mass cavalry unit, such as like a very highly armoured horse, generally is what they look like in this game, then it's going to do significant damage regardless of its stats. But Camul Shadow Knights, I think, they're not the heaviest, but they have very high stats. I'm just rambling at this point. It is very late. I'll give it another end turn. But I just really wanted to get this video out there. But I'm sorry if I don't have quite the same energy and vibe as I might usually have. It's just I don't really want to be overly loud. And also, you know, who has the same energy in the evening or at night as they do in the middle of the day? Interesting to see Erebor going for Witherboard. They've already got the Withered Heath, which is that region to the north of Erebor. Very interesting. They're going to be really... I mean, Gundabad probably isn't going to be attacking us then. So I might actually just attack them while they're... like, beat them while they're down. Because if the dwarves of Erebor are taking them out, then they're not going to risk a third war. Since they're already at war with the Vale of Anduin. And we're not actually allied with Erebor, I don't think.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
No, we're neutral, but we are allied with Dale, who are then also allied with Erebor, same as Dorwinion, so there's no way they're going to attack us. We're going to have very good terms with them. Because, of course, if they attack us... Ooh. So Dale have attacked the Eastlings of Rune. And then Rune have declared that they are allies with Dol Guldur. And there's the mining network. Ooh, and look at that income from just that one town. And we're actually making money now, just thanks to that. I was watching the mod leader again, Arahir Galudir. Derethon. It's quite the... I think Ed is just his name. Edward. Although, that sounds really weird. But he made a video, like a faction overview. I'd suggest watching that. It's on the Northern Dunedain. And in that video, he expressed the differences that are now evident in this new version. Oh my lord. There's a big army.
I'm gonna stick you.
And he expressed that governors now play a major role in settlement income. So, because the traits have been reworked, so not so much there, but down here, governor's duties, governor of province, yeah, so +2 acumen, and I believe acumen actually boosts not just admin, but also trade and potentially farm income. So it could be better to move Heladril to Emenfuin, since that is going to be a substantial moneymaker for some time. And also Bilralj. And so maybe I should move out
Elves,
Swiftly.
some units so that maybe this general over here, Cugethion, could move over to Bilralj. Now I moved Legolas back here because we do not want to necessarily meet that army. We're better off maybe picking off this army.
I'm gonna stick you.
We could potentially take out Mauluk with Legolas, but we would take severe casualties. Also, we've got no cavalry to take out that ballista. And there is Lord Camul. And here are the Camul Shadow Knights that I was talking about. So this kind of horse, this is shared, like the horses can be shared with different, it's separate from the rider. And then it will be for a different unit. So the Witch King of Angmar also uses this horse. And that is a black mount of Dulayri. But it's not only applicable to generals, so they can actually recruit those units as well, and you get that bonus.
My lord.
But for now, well, actually, no, we'll give it another turn. We'll give another end turn. Nothing else is happening. So, if you are only interested in this particular campaign, fair enough, but I'll just let you know that I have released a video on Sunday evening about going over the events of The Hobbit and actually what happened, and it is a big it was a big day, or big couple of days, I guess, in if you over like 25th to the 27th of April in the year 2941 of the Third Age, where Bilbo actually... well, I don't want to give away the essence of the video, but, well, I may as well. You've watched this long, then you deserve to know. But it was the day that Bilbo set out on his quest for Erebor, along with Thorin, Oakenshield, and his company of dwarves. So, it was like a 5 or 6 minute video going over that. And I plan to, go over the significant dates where things happened, like when he encountered the trolls, or like when they reached Rivendell, and how things happened. So mission expired, Osgiliath taken, we're making money, and we've got a new family member. And there is Mauluk. I'm wondering if he's going to go for Central Mirkwood. But we may have to put Legolas into an ambush stance in these trees over here, and use the spy to follow this army, because if he attacks this town, which is currently under siege, but if he does attack that and gets depleted, we might be able to swoop in and take him out. And Thranduil as well may have to take out this army here, and then we will do some reconnaissance, and potentially, because there is a castle here that I'd really like to take. But for now, this has been Gone with Gandalf, and have a merry day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Good day.